What is up, YouTube? My name is Eben, and I want to start off by quickly explaining my absence over the last couple of days and why you didn't get a Forgotten Fridays this Friday. I hurt my back at work on Thursday, which is a really sad statement because I feel like, wow, really? But yeah, so I've been in bed like almost solid the entire weekend since then. So getting together and like being able to do a shoot and all that was a little difficult. But you know what? Enough excuses. I'm trying to get back on my feet here, so to speak, on Monday. Uh, our run to Kansas City, we're still going to be doing it, but we're gonna make it a little shorter and sweeter. I'm going to give you some special stuff during this week to kind of make up for it and kind of help this whole tournament thing. Um, I've basically narrowed it down to 3 decks to play. One, I'm really thinking about my Camerupt EX deck. I'm very strongly considering this deck. You will find the link to that deck down below because it's posted pretty much in the exact form I would play it already. I'm thinking about adding a second escape rope, but other than that, that deck is pretty straightforward. It's a really cool deck. I strongly strongly recommend you just check it out because it's just a fun deck. It's pretty straightforward to play, and it's very, very good. It hits hard and it hits very fast. It's very straightforward. It's very consistent. It's a great deck for tournaments in that regard because I'm not likely to be going to time very much. And if I do, I should have more prizes than my opponent taken. So it puts me in a much better position to win those kind of situations where we go to those last few turns. So that's one deck that would definitely be a pretty good candidate. Another thing I've been considering is Seismitoad EX, and really there are many incarnations of this deck, and they're all pretty good. I'm not necessarily as strongly leaning towards Seismitoad necessarily, because the thing about Seismitoad is, well, it's a very common deck because it can deliver you wins pretty easily. It gives your opponent in many ways because of the damage you get from Quaking Punch and the fact you have to Quaking Punch pretty much every turn. It gives your opponent in many ways every opportunity to get out of trouble. They're not very fast to do much to your opponent. You're not going to be scoring a lot of one-hit KOs like in this deck. So it gives your opponent a lot more time to respond and react and potentially do things to you. So I'm not necessarily leaning as strongly towards Seismitoad, but it's a much more tried and true kind of meta deck versus Camerupt, which is very rogue. I've never seen anyone else build it. And when I've heard most other people talk about it, I hear them talking about using Embor, which I just don't think is as fast and efficient as the Team Magma Camerupt. And the only other deck, frankly, that's in contention at all is my Bronzong deck, which I had mentioned in my previous run to Kansas, so I'm not going to bother including the link, but if you want, you can go check out my channel. You'll find it very easily. It's pretty much between these two guys. This deck, once again, a little more meta, a little more proven, and until Roaring Skies becomes legal, Bronzong is probably a lot more reliable. Once Roaring Skies comes out and Rayquaza starts dealing 180 or 300, depending on which Rayquaza it is, as of like their first turn, so with such terrifying consistency, yeah, I think that Bronzong is still going to be pretty viable. It deals with a lot of things, including stuff like Seismitoad. So that's basically where we stand right now. I've also been considering for day 2 of the event. In the event that I don't make day 2, which I hope to make day 2, and that's always my target. But if I don't want to just pack up, go home, and be like, oh well, whatever. I'm actually going to aim to try to bring a team for VGC, and so I think a lot of my focus for the week is going to be on prepping my VGC team. Which, for those of you who aren't familiar with that, I know there's some of you who don't know what that is. VGC is Video Game Championships. It's the official Pokemon video game play format, which is in doubles, by the way. So I'll be looking into that team to bring with me, and if nothing else, I can always just kind of mess around with it and play people there for fun. So anyway, that's it for me for today. And until next time, like, comment, subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and I will see you back on my channel next time with more Pokemon content.